Time to go have some fun.
Okay, which is exactly what?
Let's go see what the public has to say about lawyers being in public elected official positions. See how many lawyers lie, according to all the public. Let's go find it. Let's do it.
Sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride the ponies. I am that Yankee Doodle boy.
What's this, Dennis? This the first?
This is the first. I can't remember when I had so much fun.
All right.
Let's go see what the public has to say. Yeah, we're just asking people on the street, do you think lawyers lie?
That's how they're good at their job.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you vote for lawyers in public elected official positions?
No.
Good man.
Yeah.
Do you think lawyers lie?
All the time. No.
What do you think about judges having judicial immunity if they avoid the law and so forth and hand down a verdict against you that's totally illegal? What do you think about that? And judges not being prosecuted?
I think they should be prosecuted just the way everybody else should. I don't know. It's just the way it is.
Okay, it stands up.
Why do you think lawyers lie?
I used to be a law clerk. You still want to ask that question?
Used to be a law clerk? And you say, you know lawyers lie? First-hand experience? Wow.
Wow. It stands up.
Yeah.
Judges have judicial immunity even for malicious acts.
Really.
What do you think about that?
But it is what it is. I mean, even what people think about it, the system's always going to be doing what they do, you know what I mean? Whether I vote for it or I don't, or I believe in it, I believe in it, it's still going to be what it is. I mean, my thoughts on it, I wish that they would, be prosecuted the same way as everybody else, but I don't know. That's just me.
No, that's all right. See,
Some of my best friends are lawyers.
I believe that too. Are they? Well, yeah, we all have friends that. Do you think there are good, honest, ethical lawyers out there too?
Or used to be.
Yeah. Not anymore. Yeah. Do you think us citizens can do anything about it?
Yeah, I guess if we vote. I mean,
You think we could get a whole bunch of us together to stop voting lawyers in and then take control of the legislative branch of government and do away with the state bar and start having them prosecute lawyers, attorneys, and judges and arbitrators, all those people? Yeah, my name's Dennis. What's your name?
Tonto.
Tonto?
Yeah.
Oh, we got Tonto. Do you guys think lawyers lie? No thanks.
Are you a lawyer?
Did you not go to law school?
No, but I'm thinking about it. I like statistics, facts, and debating.
Really?
There's
Yes.
a
That's
debate
cool.
right there.
Do they lie? Yes, they lie. O.J. Simpson got off for murdering.
But you
Later on.
Yeah. What do you think about judges lying and having judicial immunity for prosecution for even malicious acts and so forth in our courts?
I'm against it.
Are you?
But I was beating my head against the wall.
Yeah. Beating your head against the wall.
Yeah, I've met some unethical judges.
Did you try to expose some of it? What'd you try?
Went to the Judicial Committee, state, federal, filed complaints, did the whole 9 yards.
What happened?
Nothing.
Don't get anywhere, do you? She wants to be a prosecutor.
Yes.
Do prosecutors not lie?
They probably do, but I do the truthful way.
Ah.
Yes, I don't tell a lie. You put out good karma, you get good karma back. That's my
Same
life
in
law.
this state that 99.9% of all complaints are summarily dismissed.
Just based on what I know, because I used to do research, yes. I mean, judges are going to protect other judges.
Okay, well, do you think judges should have judicial immunity even for malicious acts?
No.
Why is that?
Because then it's almost like a license to do devilment.
Do you have any experience in the courts ever?
No. I've dealt with, my family suffered a tragic murder of my grandmother, and the lawyers pretty much took all the money and never gave us what my family got back and deserved.
Do you think you were the only family that ever experienced that in
Probably
America?
millions and billions, man, honestly. It's probably a lot of people.
What do you think about the Republic trying to get together and do something about it and try to help get this exposed, try to get some legislation passed? We're finding out there are a lot of other people that are experiencing the same thing all over the United States.
That's why I'd like to go to law and help fix our justice system in a positive, truthful aspect.
What do you think about lawyers serving in public elected official positions?
Okay, I'm going to do my spokesman pose. I'll take my glasses off.
Here, I'll put mine on.
That's a good deal. I'm glad that the public's finally aware because some of us have been trying to get the public take knowledge of what's going on. I even went to the news media. This is years ago. And now that the public is finally waking up to what's going on, maybe there'll be some real changes.
Have you ever heard of the book Attorneys Above the Law that was just been launched in Nashville here a year ago?
No, I like that T-shirt. How would I get one?
Oh, we might be able to set you up with that.
Judges have judicial immunity even for malicious acts.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Nobody is untouchable. Everybody should be held accountable together as one. Nobody's better than somebody else. You could be a doctor, you're no better than me.
Do you think attorneys are above the law?
No, nobody's above the law.
Really?
Cops are not above the law.
Do they operate above the law, though?
They act like they do. Trust me, I had a personal experience last month.
Tell me, a lawyer put you in this position where you have to go into click hands, is that right?
Well, we're gonna go tell the Titans that they go get their ass whooped.
He was a man.
What do you think us citizens or the public can do in the United States to try to address this?
Come together. Stop acting like you're better than the other and just fight together.
We do too. That's what we're trying to do.
We
We're
need
trying
to
to
just-
unite.
Hey, we'd like to ask you a question, do you mind? And
What?
basically, there's the question, the lawyer's law. You ever have a bad experience with a lawyer? Never had a bad experience with a lawyer?
No, I got the best one.
We just need to come together and make us what matters, not our government.
Does this matter to you?
Yes. I'm not going to be the next victim, though. I'm going to be the ones helping the next victim.
Yeah. See, this is what Tonto over here, he believes the same thing.
Tonto's the man, babe.
Yeah.
Him and I see eye to eye on it right there.
So you didn't have your estate attacked by a lawyer and have to...
You happen to hear about a billboard in Nashville? A couple billboards that was advertising this book, Attorneys Above the Law?
No, I haven't, but I'll look around for it.
okay.
That's something that interests me. But if that's what you're into, then
That's what we're into.
That's a good thing.
What do you think about what's on the back of this T-shirt?
Been there, done that. I've been the next victim.
We're kind of a member. You see that Catch 'em Lion Enterprise?
Yes. Okay.
That's what we've done. We kind of specialized on catching 'em lion.
Oh, then I need to work for you.
Well, that's what we're trying to set out to do. Is each and every day is try to find people like-minded people that understand we kind of have a serious problem going on in America.
Listen, the lawyers lie.
Do lawyers lie? Do you believe lawyers lie?
I'm sure they do.
Hey, hi there.
Hey.
How are you today?
I don't want to be on TV.
Don't you?
But just answer one question.
No.
Do lawyers lie? Just say yes or no.
I don't know.
I didn't.
Mitt Romney is a lawyer.
Is he a lawyer?
Yes, and so is Obama.
Yeah. No, they're lying.
What else is there?
Yeah, and you probably, I'm assuming you'd admit that we have a real serious problem with penalty of perjury for lying in our court system.
Yes, we are. And I've actually had cases where people committed perjury. Once I proved they committed perjury, nothing happened to the lawyer. I suffered the consequences.
Would you agree there's more money to be made in injustice than there is serving justice?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You believe lawyers lie?
He has no answer.
I can't hear him. Do you think there's more money in injustice than there is justice in the United States?
Yeah.
Really? You have any personal experience with it?
Not myself.
You know anybody that has?
A few people.
Yeah, most of us do. Wow. Do you vote? Do you vote?
Oh, I vote.
Do you? Do you vote for lawyers for public elected official positions?
Not all the time.
Not all the time? You do sometime?
Every now and again.
Do you think that they openly and honestly let you know when they run for office if they're a lawyer or not? Or do you kind of have to search to find out?
Well, we're from a small town, so it's kind of you kind of already know.
You're pretty fearless in this battle.
I've sort of walked away from it, but I'm starting to get back into it now. Because I'm running into some people that, like I said, they're fed up, and the system protects the corrupt and unethical lawyers. I mean, there's some good lawyers out there, believe me. I've met quite a few good lawyers, but they're doing the same things, their hands are tied. You know, and so, but maybe if more people became aware and the public became more aware, you'd get some real serious changes, especially in the judiciary. because they don't want to take notes.
Lawyers lie?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry, they do.
You had an experience? Tell us about it.
If you will go to a website titled www.attorneysabovethelaw.com,
That's what I'm going to do.
and just
2 minutes.
go contact us,
Okay.
and just send Dennis an email. My name's Dennis.
Okay, Dennis.
And we'll get that email exchange going, and we'll
All
get you
right.
set up and fixed up, and we'd love to have you on board. The lawyers lie.
We're not from this
You don't.
area.
You want to be sarcastic?
Oh no, just be truthful and fun and whatever you want.
Only when their lips are moving.
And when their lips are moving. Oh, we don't even need Jack Daniels to realize that.
Yeah, there we go.
Do you guys, well, knowing that, do you vote for lawyers for public elected official positions?
Occasionally, I'm sorry to say yes.
Why
Because
would you?
most of them that train to be politicians are also trained to be lawyers.
Are they kind of a synonymous word, lawyer?
Oh, it's like
liar,
military intelligence?
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Kind of twisted tongue? You know, what do you think about maybe you being the next victim?
Thanks for showing us that side of you.
You know, that's my wife said that's my. Have you ever heard the book Attorneys Above the Law?
No, I haven't.
What city are you say from a rural area? Where are you guys from?
Alabama, North Alabama.
Are you?
I mean, if you believe in something, you're supposed to take a stance. You're not supposed to be hiding in anonymity, trying to put forth something and nobody knows who you are. I mean, I've been addressing this for like 20 years, and maybe if this will help somebody else get some changes.
You know any companies that's ever gotten into a whole lot of mischief with personal injury or product liability lawsuits, and then the companies say, I've had it here in America, let's go overseas somewhere we don't have all these lawyers.
Right, makes sense.
You know how many lawyers there are in America?
Too many, probably.
Would you be surprised if I told you like 1.2 million lawyers?
Wow.
You have any idea how many of them are in Washington, D.C.?
I have no idea.
Would you be surprised to know there's about 80,000 in Washington, D.C.?
Wow.
What do you think they would do in Washington, D.C.?
I have no idea.
Do you suppose any of them are lobbyists?
I'm sure a bunch of them are lobbyists.
You know what lobbyists do, don't
Oh,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're out to try to educate folks and try to build a coalition that we think, you know, lawyers do operate above the law. We're kind of trying to do some street comedy and so forth here and get this out to the public.
All right.
Well, we're trying to start off, get kicked off doing maybe a reality television series, and we'd like to get the public involved about lawyers. Do you think they have anything to do with why we don't have as many jobs in the United
lawyers
States?
lie.
Of course.
Of course.
The bar exam. Everybody
Yeah?
knows about the bar exam.
Well, yeah.
It's part of the British.
Well, sure. That's right. What does it stand for?
British something.
British Accreditation
Accredited.
Registry, maybe?
Yeah, that's right.
What would you think about if you knew that there was a constitutional amendment that actually kept and prohibited lawyers titles of nobility from even running for public elected official position? If they were caught doing it, they would lose their citizenship.
Caught doing what?
They would lose their citizenship if they were caught running for public office.
Oh, wow.
Be pretty huge, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, it was actually in our Constitution earlier in the early years of the United States.
It used to be. What you mean? They took it off?
Yeah. Pretty quietly. You
Yeah.
didn't hear about it though, did you?
Oh, I'm going to get in trouble if I speak up to this. My wife would not care for me to go into this.
Let me ask you a question.
The lawyers lie. The lawyers lie.
Sure.
Sure. You know. Do you vote for lawyers for public office?
No. It's done.
Okay. Hey, sir, can we ask you a question?
No, thank you. Appreciate it, though.
All right.
About the government, you know how they do. Bar exam, straw man, stuff like that. Everybody knows.
That's right.
Everybody knows.
Thanks for talking to us. Lie. See the sign? The lawyers lie.
I don't know.
Lawyers
I
always
hope
lie.
they
That's how
don't
they make
because
their
I
money.
have a lawyer right
That's
now.
how they make their money.
That's how they make it. Are you a lawyer?
No, we're not lawyers.
They don't lie.
You know lawyers?
Yeah.
They lie?
They don't lie.
They don't lie.
They speak the
I
truth.
don't think they can. It's kind of against the law.
Yes.
Yes, you did have an experience.
Yes, I've had experience in the court
Was it a
system.
good one?
I'm here on the street, so I guess it was favorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So the lawyer did do me good.
So there are good, honest, ethical lawyers out there representing our constitutional rights, maybe. Yeah. Good. What do you think we can do about the ones that don't or aren't? That maybe are maybe a little unethical, maybe lie a little bit, maybe lie a lot.
I think we have a committee for that. The politicians and ethics. There's some kind of a committee in Washington about that.
Yeah. How about local?
You don't hear much about that.
Yeah,
But,
How about on the local level?
What if I told you that 99.9% of all complaints against lawyers are summarily dismissed without even a hearing?
I'm not going to disbelieve it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Do either one of you vote for lawyers in public elected official positions?
No, I only vote for the president.
Did you know that your president
Is a liar. The current president?
Did you say, was that liar or lawyer? I'm sorry.
liar,
Liar.
liar
Obama.
and a lawyer?
Yeah.
Sounds the same, doesn't it?
It does. I keep
Lawyer,
getting twisted. It's
liar, liar.
twisted.
liar.
The lawyers lie. Yeah, how do you think they come out?
I don't know about any experience of mine. I've not met a lawyer. So.
Do they lie a little or a lot?
They lie quite a bit, actually. In my favor, of course.
And we're out just trying to start up maybe doing a public reality TV series about lawyers, liars, lawyers. I keep getting it twisted up myself.
Sounds so
I know.
Do you vote for lawyers for public elected official positions?
I would hope that the people don't vote based on their position, their career, but based on their positions politically. So that's what I vote on.
All right. What do you think about judges being immune to prosecution when they make malicious decisions on the bench that really negatively impact people's lives, whether you're going through a divorce or child custody suits or so
Being
forth?
immune to the prosecution.
They're
Yes.
immune for their
I would hope that nobody's immune to that. But
But anyway, we're thinking about trying to get this exposed to the public and trying to build some public awareness all over the United States and maybe trying to address it.
Yeah.
We're maybe trying to address it and do something about it. You think
Something
that
like
would be
money.
important?
That
think
would
it
be
would be.
You
important.
think that has stand to reason that some people might think lawyers or attorneys or judges are above the law?
I'm sure there's a lot of people that think they're above the law.
I'd say no.
Nobody in their right mind would think that anybody should be immune for a malicious act, right?
Not
Well,
even
lawyers gave themselves immunity for a
What do you think? What do you think most people think? Do we have any options for remedies or how to address it or do something about it?
More people need to vote and be educated. They need to be educated and they need to vote. They need to be more familiar with who they have in the office and who is sitting at the courthouse and making these legislations and who's
That's why we're trying to do something.
I'm a victim.
Fortunately, they form their little circle in there, and then they just all have each other's backs. You know what I mean?
What's the question?
Do lawyers lie?
I'll tell you this, I've had a lot of experience with lawyers, and yeah, many times they've given me false information.
Now, I was a suspect of something that happened, but went beyond and beyond what the actual crime was. And their lawyer had lied about what actually happened, and everybody knew that it was a lie, but the judge couldn't go off of my word and anybody else's word. They just went off of the victim's, that it happened, yeah, the victim's lawyer. But it's starting to turn around right now because he's starting to get a little caught up in insurance fraud.
Lawyers have many times given me false information. They even told me that they would do certain things in the courtroom and then did not go through with what they said they would.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Build on that.
Yeah, like...
So maybe a little less than a nice standard of integrity?
Well, yeah, that's certainly a safe statement. I would
A little
say
unethical conduct, maybe?
especially one that's being paid by the state. If they're not being paid out of an individual's pocket, then they are more likely to lie. And in fact, it's their job. They are, you know, and if they're defending a client that has done something wrong, even if they know that the client is in the wrong, then they're paid to lie. But they also lie to the clients that are innocent. They lie to those particular clients by telling them that they'll do something for them, and then when they get to the courtroom, they cut a deal with the DA, and then they don't go through with what they said that they would do for the client. Instead, since they are in bed with the DA, they just shake each other's hands and scratch each other's backs until they all get what they want instead of doing what they're supposed to do for the
lawyer.
The lawyer.
Yeah, everybody's starting to catch on to his big
Wait,
insurance
what did you
frauds.
just say? The lawyer?
The liar. The lawyer, the liar. Same thing.
What percentage of the time would you say justice is not duly and righteously served?
I'll say that the system, honestly, is so corrupt that you would maybe 1% it is actually served. Justice is served because it's a money business.
So you think there's more money to be made off of injustice than serving proper justice?
I think there's far more money because the more you keep citizens in jail, they draw money from. I mean, jail's a business too. You know, it's all about keeping the jails full.
Are you familiar with the attorney?
Which is by far from the truth of what actually happened. And karma's a bitch. That's all I'm gonna say.
What goes around comes around. Everything all eventually comes to light.
I mean, I don't
no
see
matter
how a lawyer is going to stick up for somebody that's lying, and they pretty much know that they're lying, and
they're paying them.
They're all in it for this. That's all they want.
You think there's more money
I'll
in
do it again.
injustice than there is justice?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. If you have money, you can make them lie about anything, basically.
Court system. Court
That was
system's
my
crooked.
experience too.
Court system lawyers are crooked. It's a crooked system.
Are you familiar with attorney-lawyer jokes?
Yeah.
You heard a few?
I've heard a few. Yeah.
You think they're funny?
Depending on some of them are, yeah. Some of them are just dead on.
You think lawyers think they're pretty funny?
Yeah, I do, because I think they know what they're doing is right or wrong.
Now, is there a chance you think lawyers are actually proud of the fact that there's all these attorneys-lawyer jokes?
Of course they are.
Yeah, and other people call them defamatory jokes because what happens in this process? Don't they actually take money from
My case happened 5 years ago. I'm still paying for it, man. Because
5
of this,
years?
5 years
Still
ago.
in it?
Still in it.
Yeah. I went with one 11 years, and I never got any justice in the end.
Things look like they're starting to turn around right now because of people catching on. So I'm not going to say any names, but I've known people that have worked for this guy, and they ended up quitting because of all the insurance frauds that he was doing with the company, jumping to insurance companies and all the insurance frauds that he was doing. That's how he got so much money. And he actually quit on them because it was too crooked. So, and attorneys like that, sticking up for people like that, it's just wrong.
Judges have given themselves judicial immunity even for malicious acts. Do you think that's right?
Well, of course not. It's all about who you know. It's all about how much money's in your pocket and your bank account. That's where the immunity comes from.
Well, maybe we could get some accountability if judges would go down if they did a malicious act, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's many judges in the state of Tennessee that should be disbarred.
What about we should tell you that 99.9% of all complaints against lawyers are summarily dismissed without a hearing?
I would believe it.
I would believe that any day.
By judges and the lawyers, like I say, it's a business. They're just scratching each other's back. That's what it's all about. They're only in it for themselves. They're not in it for their clients. I mean, if they were, then the jail wouldn't be full.
And that'd be saving taxpayers' money, right?
No, of course it would be saving taxpayers' money, and also we wouldn't be so far in debt because of, whenever an individual is in jail, they are collecting not only from the state, but they collect from the city, and they collect from the individual. The individual must pay for their stay in jail as well.
Okay. Do lawyers lie?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Goodness.
Any experiences?
Yeah.
Any experience where a lawyer lied about you?
I'll lie to me.
Lawyers have like a license or right to lie
Nobody
in public office and so
Nobody
forth?
does,
And
and
an
nobody
official
does.
proceeding where people's destinies are determined?
Absolutely. I think that's very wrong, and I think that we should definitely be strict on that, but there's also doctors that lie, that people's lives are in their hands.
Streets every day thanking God that I'm not in jail, because I know that there are a lot of people and a lot of families that's hearts are just broken because of their mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers are incarcerated for reasons that are less than just.
Well, would you be happy to know that we're trying to start an initiative and kind of a public show and presentation series exposing what's going on all across America, and bring this public awareness up so we can possibly do something about it.
I am happy to know that, and if there's anything I can do, then let me know, because I didn't get a fair shake. Whenever I got in trouble one time, and it was not, I didn't get a fair shake. I had no knowledge of the crime committed, and I still, because the system was so corrupt, in order for me to get out, I had to plea out to something that I really, really had no knowledge of. And I wasn't given a fair deal.
Do you think that happens often?
I've experienced it. It happens every single day, multiple times a day.
People will take a plea even though they didn't commit the crime
just to get out of jail.
Did they ask you to sign a confidentiality statement when you were done?
No, they didn't.
Are you familiar with confidentiality statements?
Yeah.
You know lawyers use those all over the United States?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do you think that's a good idea?
I think that's a terrible idea.
You think they should not be allowed to use confidentiality statements?
I think it should be totally public. Everything should be public record.
How about disciplinary action?
How about this? If my criminal record is public, then how come their record of what they do isn't public? How come my stuff can be accessed but theirs cannot?
I think that people lie, and there's just got to be a checks and balance to try to correct it.
Do you think there should be maybe a stiffer penalty for like a penalty of perjury situation when people lie under oath?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, otherwise the system's mute. It's a moot point.
If we explained to you there was an actual constitutional amendment to the United States Constitution that prohibited lawyers' titles of nobility from even accepting an office and losing their citizenship if they were caught doing it?
Well, then what? And then how do we have lawyers in office? Has that amendment been revoked?
Yeah.
Well, it was actually covered up.
There's probably deep pockets involved, and I think there's always money involved with things that get covered up. There's always someone that benefits from it. But again, I think it kind of goes back to, you see that everywhere in every profession. It's just a shame that you see it in the court systems, because that's what
this has kind of led to.
Did you know that Obama was a lawyer?
No, I was unaware.
Yeah. Did you know that Romney was a lawyer?
Yeah, I didn't know Romney was a lawyer. I sure did. I wouldn't vote for Romney or Obama. I mean, I couldn't vote anyway now because of what happened to me. But and which I
still can't vote.
No, because I have to have what happened to me expunged, and I'm 26 years old.
I feel if we were looking at starting a reality series exposing what's going on in America with lawyers and attorneys and this whole lying process, and expose this.
And I have that one strike against me, and it makes it where I can't vote.
You're kidding.
And what I do, and what I did is.
So yeah, people like this are experiencing this. Francis out on the street, and they can't vote, but yet lawyers can do it, and they can get by it. They can run for public elected official positions.
And I'm
That's like he says, it ain't right.
And I'm educated, and I should have the right to vote. And what I did was not malicious. What I did, like I said, I had no knowledge. I got caught into a scam. You know, I was actually doing payroll for a company, and I was paid with a check that wasn't from that company. They had washed the check, and it was from a real estate company. When I was doing payroll for a construction company, was paid with a check that I had no knowledge was not from that construction company that I was actually working for. And when I endorsed the check, they got me for passing a forged instrument.
Wow.
Currently, I wait tables and bartending for a living, and they have a reality series where people go undercover into restaurants and catch people lying and stealing and cheating their customers and cheating the company. They have undercover cameras where they'll catch a bartender giving away free alcohol and stuff like that, and catch them on camera. So I think it's kind of funny when we have reality shows like that. Why not in the court systems where it might actually make a difference?
There we go. Excellent.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for your time. My name's Dennis.
Dennis?
I've written and authored.
All right, quick question. Do you mind?
Not today, thank you.
You know, I mean, I was bettering myself, attempting to, and I was falling upon hard times because of the recession in the economy, and so I took the job that was offered to me, and then when after being paid, and there was many others that this same scam got, but everyone that I saw that while I was in jail, all pled out to it instead of beating the charge, because it was my attorney even told me that I could beat the charge, but he said you could get out of jail today if you take the plea. and I had already been in there for 4 months.
That's nothing less than bribery, right?
Oh, it's nothing less than bribery, and it's corrupt. It is straight corrupt. I mean, there's no other word for it.
The lawyers?
Yeah, lawyers. The lawyers lie.
Lawyers are sharks.
Sharks?
And my family needed me. My family, I mean, they needed me. My mother's disabled. My sister, she's out on her own. You know, she, when I say that, you know, she's dating people, and she's 21 years old, and she, you know, she needs her older brother to be there to, you know, in case that she has, you know, any type of problem. Car.
Billboard.
The lawyers lie.
I got out on the pretext that I would be able to get this expunged, which I can get it expunged, but that right there is a business as well. They want me to pay $1,000 to have this expunged so that I have the right and can continue. Look, I got out in May. I was working 3 days after I got out. I was in for 5 months.
Almost feels like a little extortion, maybe.
No, it was coercion. I mean, it was straight up coercion. I was coerced into taking the plea, although I understood what I was doing, but I really didn't have any other choice if I wanted to become a productive member of society instead of being in a mode of stagnation. And you know, and nobody, you can't grow as a person, as a human being, while incarcerated.
Do you think lawyers lie?
Of course, dude, they're people, aren't they?
Wow.
Hey, we want to ask you a quick question.
Hey,
what's that?
Do lawyers lie? Is that funny?
Never had an experience with a lawyer?
Yeah, I know quite a few of them. I would say they stretch the truth.
They stretch a little bit.
They stretch it a little bit.
Not necessarily to the point they lie.
90% of the people in there, they're not in going about life in a way so that they are looking for personal growth. A lot of them are just kind of going with it. But that 10% or 20% of people that get caught and you know, that are really truly innocent, that those people are their lives are put on hold, and their families' lives are put on hold.
And some people don't understand how you act. They help take care of that for you.
Does that kind of help out some of these defamatory lawyer jokes?
Okay, yeah.
Makes it funny?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Is it funny when people don't actually get injustice or actual justice in the courts and they receive injustice as a result, though?
Is that funny?
Yeah.
No, I've had my share with unjust in the courtroom, and I didn't think it was too funny at the time.
And it's because of not getting proper representation. You know, without proper representation, without money, in the judicial system in America, then you do not get a fair shake.
That's what we say. That's what we're trying to address going all over this nation. Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely.
And best of luck to you as well.
For seatbelt violations and taking them to jail for DUI and, you know, getting it thrown out of court and having to spend all your money on attorney fees and stuff like that. And
yeah.
All that just because you were wrongfully pulled over in the first place because you were out at.
Why were you wrongfully pulled over?
Well, I had my seatbelt on.
Oh, okay. So what did your lawyer do for you then?
I mean, basically, he just questioned the police officer in court, and his story didn't match up to what he said had happened. He basically said that from over 100 yards away that he was able to see that I didn't have my seatbelt on.
When you actually did?
I actually did, yeah. I was pulling out of a parking garage, actually, right there.
Ask you a simple question.
Maybe.
Do lawyers lie?
Yes.
What was that?
Are you a lawyer?
No.
Oh, good.
Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm divorced. Not to her, but.
Have you, so you have experience with lawyers?
Yes.
Did they lie for you?
No. Mine was truthful.
They lie for the other
You had a good lawyer?
They lied for the ex. That's why I pay child. That's why I pay child support.
How do you feel about that?
She's a bitch.
Quick question. Quick question. Do lawyers lie?
Okay, you got it.
Do lawyers lie? Do they lie?
That's it.
Now, do lawyers lie?
Yeah.
Yeah, had any bad experiences?
Lawyer.
I don't know, probably.
All right, you like our truck?
Yeah.
You think
Nice.
lawyers lie?
Yes.
Lawyers lie.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah? Do you have any like personal experience?
Well, yeah, I've got 3 ex-wives.
Okay.
Handful of them do.
A handful?
Mine did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So, do you vote for lawyers? Never mind, thanks.
Well, the courthouse is just on up over the hill on turn.
Oh, the courthouse is just on this hill turning right?
Yeah.
What building is this? That's the Capitol building right here?
It's the Supreme Court. That's the courthouse. Right there.
And what did you find there at the library?
That's where all the goodies lie about the missing original 13th Amendment, right there in the American State Papers.
You went in there and in fact had some pretty good help.
Yep, the
finding
true
some unusual documents. What were
yeah,
they?
the True Republican, all of the Tennessee state records about them admitting that they had ratified it on November 21st of 1811, verifying John Quincy Adams' verification in the federal annals of Congress, stating which states had ratified it and which ones had not, and verified the state of Tennessee right here had gone ahead and documented its ratification, November 21st, 1811.
Now, what was this thing about the original Virginia annals? Is that what it was? That there were 4 pages missing that were ripped out of the book?
Yeah, it's
what happened?
Real interesting coincidence that out of all the 17 states required, John Quincy Adams states 12 states he admits 12 states had ratified it, and all it needed was one more, 13, which would have tipped the balance from 70% to 75% ratification. And then all of a sudden the state of Virginia, after 1811, and 7 years later, February 3rd, 1818, the American Papers, right here in the archives of the Tennessee State Library and Archives building, list John Quincy Adams' entry, formal entry, stating he just hadn't heard from the state of Virginia. But yet the state of Virginia has 4 pages missing during that exact time frame in history when the governor of Virginia would have been reporting whether or not they ratified or denied the ratification to the United States Constitution. Kind of a little anomaly of consequence, isn't it? That's where Spencer does his ballet work. That's where he's been. And then there's a stadium off over to the right. You can see. We'll go right past it. It's alright.